We're used to, right, like I said, a world of inauthenticity. We're a world of charlatans. You have religion and spirituality where you have a lot of distrust there because science can't infiltrate that zone because everything's subjective and faith-driven, right? So you have a lot of people who can abuse those privileges, right? I call it a privilege when you have, working with human belief alone, because you can take advantage of people. You take all their money, you can manipulate, you can abuse them, you can molest them, you can do all these sorts of things. And we've heard all those stories from many different false gurus and charlatans and so-called healers from the spirituality, right? So many people who have, now been like incarcerated recently, or we're finding out worked with like the Epstein and all these different things, right? We're finding all these things that are coming to light now from these people who have put on a show. They've done good marketing, right? But they have no real legitimate science behind it. So I really feel we need to bring integrity back to science and as well as back to religion and spirituality. Science is also a new religion to certain contexts because science, we're dealing with scientists who have their own bias. And the reason of that is because, right, you take a lot of predominant scientific themes, right? Nobody ever tested for themselves. We trust it. You read it in a textbook, a teacher tells you it, so you assume it's true because science has proven its reliability over the years. You would never go inside your home after you learn that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade and go in and check the temperature it actually starts boiling at, right? A lot of these experiments we don't conduct ourselves because of our trust, our faith in science. We believe them to be true, and all of our scientific understanding, all of our medicine, all of agriculture, everything is based on the assumption science knows what it's talking about. And unfortunately, we found, right, with all these issues and what we're able to produce, science doesn't have the correct dominant theme about reality. So one scientist told me, as we were working together, Dr. Claude Swanson, he said, there's a saying that goes, science progresses, one funeral at a time. Basically saying at the death of old, scientists with their own, rigorous biases and, belief systems, that science has the opportunity to progress when the new generation comes in. But I feel like this will happen even faster than that because what we're talking about is fulfilling a need. When you fulfill a need, right, that's where industries are built upon. That's where entrepreneurs find their success. That's where human life is driven upon. We all find needs fulfilled somewhere, whether it's science, whether it's medicine, religion, spirituality, everything is there to fulfill a need within us. When that need can't be fulfilled elsewhere and they find the need fulfilled through what we're doing, through the outcomes we're presenting, then that trust will be established. And slowly, I feel like old dominant levels of understanding will fall away on their own.